The bald head, everyone likes a bald head. Rub your head so smooth to wed. Everyone loves a bald head. Bit of 5G here, bit of 5G emanating from the skull. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another bald head edition of the Vobes Show, just to make Ed Loud laugh, hopefully. And welcome on the 7th of May 2020. I'm Richard Vobes, and you are the people watching me. Thank you very much. Very kind of you to join. So lovely. I hope you've been out there doing that. I gather that people still do it. It's jolly old. It's a bit of a fad now, isn't it? Maybe after Sunday, when Boris has given his new instructions to the country, we'll all be doing it from under our beds, or in the from under the trap door, or wherever we're going to be banished next. Anyway, before all of that, before we all go down the drain pipe, welcome to another exciting show. And I'd like to say a big welcome to everybody who comes in, all the lovely Vobesters in the Vobosphere. We've got the lovely Julia. Hello, lovely Julia. And Barry Stevens. And, of course, River Reed's Roblox. And lovely Jeff Kellison, who says if you play a good Godzilla movie backwards, he becomes friendly and a helpful lizard who rebuilds a devastating Tokyo. And then the moon walks slowly onto the ocean. Ah. That's probably the best way to play most videos, isn't it? Get rid of all the torture. It's always going to start with a happy beginning. Yes. Wendy Lowry, lovely to see you. Connor's Dark Corner, I have to say, Connor's Dark Corner. I've been looking in your dark corner. Most amusing. You made me laugh out loud. We gave Connor a challenge yesterday or the day before, whenever it was, when he rang up. And he has rewarded us with hoots of laughter. And we will see that in today's show. As indeed, Ed Loud, who's waving, also has treated us to hoots and hoots, my lord, of laughter, which is fantastic. It's Barry Stevens is there, and of course there's more hoots with him. I don't know, there's a lot of hoots out there tonight. Mrs. Wright, you're buying a toaster? No, I never said I was buying a toaster. Thank you very much. I don't know where you got that idea from. But there we are. Andy Stacey, good evening to you. By the way, Andy Stacey, very nice bloke. Mentioned it in the other show. We're going to mention it again because why not? Mushrooms and toadstools, ladies and gentlemen. We will bring you every night a different mushroom and a different toadstool. And tonight, it is your lucky time to have the Hydrogoporus pudorineus. Present, it's the top one, all right? It's the top one. There it is. That's the top one. So now you know a little bit about your mushrooms. I can tell you that it grows out of the ground. Take my word on that. So thank you, Andy. I will. That's a good bit of bedtime reading. No, I am very appreciative. Barry Stevens says, hello. Linda Kane has reminded me that tomorrow there is, I don't know where old Ernie, is Ernie there? Because Ernie should know this. There's a Spitfire coming across on the southeast, apparently, at about, I can't remember what time you said now, about 1:30. She said, oh, you may want to film it. And it'll be like, oh, God, there it is. But, you know, it's worth a go. Thank you very much, Linda. Barry Stevens says, will your video be on tonight, Connor? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We're not going to waste any time tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get on with the videos as swiftly as we can because we've got some excellent ones. Ed Loud says, do you avoid running your hands through your smooth head? Since I've shaved my head, I can't stop. It's so weird. I think it's therapy. And as you saw at the beginning of the show, I never touch my bald head. Although the lovely Julia, who knows me better than I know myself, apparently, says, I don't know if you've noticed that Richard does self-smooth. I like that term, self-smooth. Do you self-smooth? Yeah, yes, I do. I like a little bit of self-smoothing. I'm such a smoothie. I really am. I don't know where I get it from. Anyway, Michael Angel, hello to you. And he says, I think Richard is making toast with that bread. Yes. Oh, lovely. Does make nice toast, actually. And Glastonbury Angel. Glastonbury, not Angel. I've just amalgamated the two people, which is probably... We better part yourselves just for a moment for the remainder of the show, if you can. Pour a bucket of cold water on them. Glastonbury Gabriel is what I meant to say. Evening to you. And Carl Osborne, very nice, from Slimfold. Oh, lovely Slimfold. I did a video in Slimfold, if it's the Slimfold in West Sussex. Is there any other Slimfold? Can't be. Lovely video it was. I mean, I don't mean that it was a lovely video. I mean, I did a video, but a lovely village. It's a lovely village. It's a lovely village with a nice church and some lovely woodland at the back and some studs. I nearly signed myself up as a stud. But they wanted the equine types, so that was that. Steve G, good evening to you. Ed Loud is saying, does he? River reads Roblox. Ba-ba, 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 ba-ba-bum, ba-ba, ba-ba, ba-ba-bum. Oh, wrong theme tune. And Mandy of Merrimack, hi everybody, weather alert. We are expecting some pretty nasty weather here in North America this weekend. Let's hope it doesn't reach your shores and spoil your lovely, so far, spring. Yes, well, I gather by the weekend we are supposed to get a little bit grimmer on the old weather, which is a bit of a blow. Barry Stevens says, I got that book. I was obsessed with mycology. Oh, were you? Got this book? I think you'll find if you check your shelf, the lovely Andy Stacey has nipped in there and purloined it. Like that. Thought, oh God, I shouldn't have done that. I can't go and put it back. I'll post it to someone. Yes, he can get done for receiving stolen property. So I cut it out there, opened it up, and there was all these toadstools. Marvellous. Anyway, I can't give you a second toadstool. You have to wait for another night, if I remember, which I probably won't, knowing me. Andy Dalgleish is also in the house. And Andrew Norris. Andrew Norris, good to see you. Hope we'll see you on Monday, Andrew Norris. There's some interesting things going on. Well, I hope we see everybody on there, but I know you're back in the village. Not in the village. You're in the village now, but you'll be back in Kablinkst. Where is it you live? Kablinkst? No, not Kablinkst. It's Kablunk. Kaklunk. Isn't that a game? Kablunk. That's a game. Kablunk. Tim Williams. Hello, Tim. Hi, Richard. Been reading some Sherlock Holmes today. Elementary, of course. Do you know, it's funny you should say that because on my phone the other day, I watched, whilst I was having some food, I watched an old Basil Rathbone. Yes. With Bruce, what's his name? Nigel Bruce. As, oh, yes, really, Holmes? Oh, well, I'm not sure I think about that, really, Holmes. I thought I'd got the case all wrapped up. No, Watson, I don't think you have got... I would love to have played Holmes, at least on the radio. It would have been quite fun. I mean, a bald Holmes wouldn't really have worked. But I mean, elementary, my dear Watson. Watson, the game is afoot. Yes, we're going to go and have a quick game of football. I know where the clue is. It's in here, on the goalpost. Have you noticed that everybody around here looks at us very suspiciously? Do you know why that is, Dr. Watson? Do you know why... No, he doesn't ever call him doctor, does he? Do you know why that is, Watson? Well, I've really no idea, Holmes. It's because we're not wearing shorts. And have you noticed the other 11 players out here are all wearing shorts? Anyway, Andrew Norris says he can never get it right. He can never get it right. Who's that? Who can never... What are you saying exactly? Hello, Rick from Canada. Oh, Rick from Canada. Yeah, Rick Eustace from Canada. Hello to you. Rick Eustace from Canada. All the way from Canada. Thank you very much for tuning in. Is that Blighty? I can't do a Canadian accent. Love to do a Canadian accent, but I wouldn't like to get it wrong. The only thing I can think of is in Canada. Do you remember MacLeod? There you go. Do you remember MacLeod? We used to watch that. Wasn't he a Canadian Mountie? Old MacLeod. And who was that short little ranger bloke who he was an actor, obviously, but he was well, MacLeod. How you're gonna get out of that when you're gonna cause it all problems? There you go. Sam MacLeod. Oh, that's all come back to me now. Who watched MacLeod? They were the days. Solved all the problems. Him and Columbo. I could have done Columbo. I've got one eye. Yes, just one more thing. It's just one. Dennis Weaver, yeah, that's right. Sam McLeod. Oh my God, he had a record. Oh, did he? No, that's got to be on the book of on the Tube of Chews. The Tube of Views. It's got to be on there, isn't it? Oh my. Kevin's Rambles is here. That's good. He's had a bath whilst he was clapping, apparently. So he told me earlier. Yes, good old Sam McLeod. Okay, Julia, it's funny because he pronounced Bo-Rawn. Bo-Rawn. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, Due South was a Canadian Mountie. Due South was a Canadian Mountie. Yeah, love Columbo. Brilliant TV. Yes, absolutely. They don't make them like they used to. Right, we're going to go. We've got lots of videos to get through. Now, lovely Wendy. Is Wendy out there? Wendy Lowry, she was there yesterday, and she sent a lovely video in, and we didn't get round to seeing it. I want to make sure we get round to seeing it. So into the video box we hop. And we'll start with Wendy Lowry out and about, looking at the wonderful green and in fact, the lovely pale blue bluebells.
Hello Richard, hello everyone. Thought I'd just bring you along with me again on my afternoon stroll through this little woodland path. It is a very little path, so hopefully nobody will come from the other way because social distancing will be quite difficult. Anyway, look, beautiful bluebells, still out, even after being battered by all that rain last week. Still out and still looking beautiful. Yeah, aren't they lovely? They're quite a pale shade, they are. So I'm having to climb over some stinging nettles and all sorts here to get down this path. Of course, as the weeks go by and everything's growing so quickly now, whoops, caught my foot in something, it's getting more and more difficult to come down here. There's, I think it's called cow parsley, might be wrong, I think it could be, and this is a bit awkward to get through here. I try and keep the filming as smooth as possible, but there's lots of this about at the moment. It's a beautiful little walk, this is, through the woods. Don't know if it goes anywhere. Oh, I keep tripping over things. There's so much growing across some of the path. So I think I'll end it now because I keep tripping over things. But anyway, just a little snapshot of a little woodland walk near to where I live. Hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.
How about that? Absolutely lovely. Beautiful bluebells there. Absolutely gorgeous. I saw bluebells as well today when I was out filming for tomorrow's video. They're still there. They're still there. It's so lovely to see them. Thank you so much, Wendy. That was absolutely gorgeous. Great to see all of that. And thank you, everybody who sends in your videos. It's wonderful. And it's great to see all of that lovely nature and people getting out there and having a look at that nature, which is superb. Now, just for you, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know whether you can hear that. Sam McLeod, eh? Ho-ho! I just had to get that in. Sorry about that. Just a moment of nostalgia there for the old Vobie one-eyed Kenobi, who, as Andy Dalgleish says, could very well have been the best Doctor Who that was never asked. Never asked to play Doctor Who. Yes, see, Julia and I could be... Julia could be my companion, like in the old days before the Doctor transgressed into the wrong way round. But yes, I could be the first bald-headed doctor. Would that be good? I think that would be marvellous. And also an unknown for most people, which would be a boon, really, I think. But there you go. There you go. I love that. There you go. That was his catchphrase, wasn't it? It was just so well done. Anyway, thank you very much, Wendy. I don't know if Wendy's out there. It'd be lovely to know, but thank you very much. Also, hello to Ron Langley, Mr. O'Connell, beg your pardon. We've had a few people coming in. Days of Yore, nice to see you. Grape juice. I keep wanting to say grapefruit juice. Ben Reeve out there as well. Dean Cooper. Lovely to see you. Somebody, Eustace, I just saw there. Rick, yes, that's right, Rick. Lovely to see you there. And Jeff says Banff is absolutely one of those most beautiful places on earth. I'm not quite sure where Banff is, but it sounds lovely. And Wendy Lowry says, yes, I am here. Marvellous. Well done, Wendy. Thank you very much for doing that. That's great. We're going to go to another video because I want to make sure we will go to the phones and all of that and have a chinwag with whoever wishes to parley with the old Vobie. Parley with the Vobie. That will be a new feature coming in soon. But I want to make sure that we do actually get all the videos played because I'm getting notoriously bad at doing the videos. By the way, 90 people watching, 27 likes. Give us a thumbs up if you're enjoying the show. I don't know really what it does, whether it helps or not, but it's all good fun. Now, we know about Gabriel from Glastonbury. We've got some good ones coming up as well, but Gabriel also gave us part one of his little mooch around Glastonbury. He's got another mooch here, and he goes to a very interesting bridge with lots of legends, leg ends. If you wanted a leg end, Gabriel's the man to give you them. I press the button and nothing. Why is nothing happening? That's very odd. Hang on a minute. Let me try going back into the video box again. Right. Take two.
I'm continuing my walk now along the A39, which is quite a busy road normally, but obviously under lockdown conditions, not quite so. And the reason I'm walking along here is because the next point on our walk is a bridge, and that's just coming up now. This is Pompile's Bridge. It carries the busy A39 from Glastonbury westwards to Bridgewater, Taunton and the M5 over the River Brue. Why, I hear you ask, have you brought me to a road bridge? Well, in the words of a famous supermarket ad, this isn't any road bridge, this is a bridge with a history. Oodles and oodles of mystery and legend. Pompile's Bridge, or Pont Perle, or Perilous Bridge, once guarded the southern approach to the Iron Age settlement of Glastonbury. Glastonbury at that time stood on high ground above the marshy flooded bog that is now the Levels. This boggy ground at the southern tip of Wearill Hill once formed a lake. But this being Glastonbury, that was no ordinary lake. This lake was where the Lady of the Lake of Arthurian legend is said to have lived. Pompile's Bridge stood at the western end of the lake, and it was from here that Bedivere threw Excalibur into the swirling waters after Arthur bought it at the Battle of Camlann. The Battle of Camlann being fought at the nearby River Cam. I'm going to finish my walk to street here now. I'm going to continue on, but that's for another video. But for now, I'd just like to say I've been Glastonbury Gabriel. This has been a walk, and you've been an audience. Thank you for watching. See you in part 2.
Marvellous. Thank you very much, Gabriel. Keep them coming. You're a top man, and you keep this Voba vision thing afloat, which is marvellous. Those myths, you see, that people often wondered about the Arthurian legend, where the pond was, where the sword was thrown, and where the stone was that the sword was pulled out, and Was it all down to Walt Disney? I think most of it was probably, but hey ho. Anyway, that was great. I noticed in the let me just go back into the get out of this little thing so I don't. There we are. We'll stick that up in case anybody wants to ring on 07934746790. Yeah, people are asking about Ramiboo. Not sure what's happened to Ramiboo. Hope she's okay. I did email her earlier, but as Julia just reminded us, she doesn't have access to her email account. So I don't know any other way of getting in touch with her. I don't have her number or anything. All I can assume is that maybe if there's an issue, perhaps there's something with her mum and she's had to go somewhere, or they've been out for the weekend. Not that it is the weekend, of course, but yes, it's unlike her. She's usually around. Andrew Norris says Ramiboo 2 was here earlier. Ramiboo 2. Oh, well, if you're there, Lisa, then do let us know. So that stops us from worrying, because we are a bit of a good old gang, aren't we? If somebody disappears, then we get a little bit worried. So do let us know if you're going to disappear for a bit, because otherwise we'll send the boys out. We'll send the Bow Street Runners out to search for you. Turbo Stream says, another brilliant video. Gabriel, nice video, says Roy. Thanks to Gabriel, says the lovely Julia, lovely video, etc., etc. Well done, top man. We're looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to getting out. It does look like Boris is slowly going to be pulling up or lowering the drawbridge, I should say. I was sort of pulling up the curtain, the safety curtain, and lowering the drawbridge. It may be incremental. It may not be all we can all go out charging, but I did start to think that it would be a good idea to start just looking at the Airbnbs again, because I know they're absolutely desperate for work. And as soon as we're allowed to sort of do this and people aren't going to keep coming, like we've had on the Bold Explorer, just a couple of miserable sods, it has to be said, who say, "Oh, Richard, you're not supposed to go outside. Is it really exercise? You've been driving 7 miles. You shouldn't be doing it all. I'm having a stroke." I didn't know they had any toys left in their pram to throw out, but apparently they still do. So as soon as it's legitimate to do that, I want to start booking up a few Airbnbs and going further afield. And Glastonbury, of course, is one of those places that I want to come back to and bring not only a bicycle but my drone and go and meet up with Gabriel and have chew the cud and make some videos. I think that's what we're going to do. Or make some videos and then chew the cud. We can chew the cud as we make videos, or he can make videos of me chewing the cud. Whichever way round it works, it doesn't really matter as long as we chew the cud and make vids. Whew. Barry, says the lovely Julia, accidentally blocked you and has been trying to work out how to unblock. Oh, what's this? Has Barry been blocked? She's mortified and frustrated by it. I can never see Ramiboo's comments. Oh, I see. Yes, she's this is one of the problems, that it can happen that you can accidentally be blocked, and I do apologise if that's happened to you and you've been, if you're a nice person and you've been blocked. Obviously, if you're a ruddy nuisance and you've been blocked, tough. But if you've been a nice person, which 99.9% of my audience are nice people, because we only ask nice. We send the gold-plated, embroidered invites, the embossed ones, to the nice people. If you actually don't have one of those nice embossed gold, what do you call them? The pressed gold. What do they call that? Where they put the pressed gold round the side. There's a special technical term for it. But if you haven't had one of those sent to you, you're obviously a ruddy nuisance. But if you've got one of those, it's a bit like the Emperor's new clothes. In this case, it's the Emperor's new invite cards. And if you've got one of the invitation cards, you're very, very welcome. And if you haven't, and you're getting worried, I am making it up. The lovely Julia says it's easy to get accidentally to do that in a tab or by phone. Yes, it's just, clumsy fingers, accidental thumbs, all that kind of stuff does do it. Airbnb hotels won't be reopening anytime soon, I don't think, says Kevin Rambles. I'm not sure about that, because I think some of them will accept the bookings. I've been in negotiation with one chap who's very keen for me to go back as soon as possible, and actually was quite happy for me to go And it was really down to me saying, because it was no skin off his nose, because nobody would know from his point of view. But I said, well, I'm a public figure, and people can see me in the public, you see. That's why it figures. So I'm not quite sure that, I think they put a sort of discretion thing on it. Ed Loud says, as long as the video makes the cut. Yes, that's right. Barry says, thanks, Julia. And Kevin says, Richard, you and I were supposed to be heading to Nottinghamshire tomorrow. Are you not going? Oh, I'm going. Is the house not empty? Is that what you're saying? I don't know. Kevin Hawley bottles out of everything, doesn't he? He bottles out of it. I don't understand. Ruddy nuisance. My ears are burning, says Ed Loud. Talking about ruddy nuisances. Yes, in the video box tonight, we have an imposter on our hands. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have an imposter.
Hello and welcome to the show. I'm Richard Vobes, the bald next doorer.
Oi, I thought we were getting the Bald Explorer.
Oh, can't get the production staff these days. No, I'm the bald next doorer.
Oh well, my mistake then.
So, on today's show, we're baking loaves of Ed in the messy. We've got gardening tips, but first, here's some decorating.
Oi, you're just Ed Loud in fancy dress.
Hello, Richard. Kevin here. Here, hang on a minute. You're not Richard Vobes.
No, I'm Richard Vobes, the bald next doorer. You're not Kevin Hall. Who are you?
I'm Kevin Small.
Well, you're not exactly petite, are you? Why are you called Kevin Small?
That's just a stage name.
Well, why Small?
Well, it rhymes with Hall, don't it? Now stop mucking about. I'm trying to get this wallpaper up. Get on with your show.
I can see we've interrupted Kevin at a bad moment. I'll behave before he gets the plank. So now we're going to head over to the green-fingered extraordinaire.
Hello there. I'm Richard Suggest of the Hedge Blowers Plod Past.
No, you're not. You're just that old Ed Loud.
Now hang on just a minute. Just hold it right there. You're not Richard Suggett of the Veg Growers podcast. What's your game, pal?
Game? No, I ain't got no game. You paid me to do this. I'm Richard Suggest. That's a typo.
Yes, but you told me you had green fingers.
And I have got green fingers. Look here. Freshly coloured in with finest felt tip pen.
Yes, I think we've had just about enough of that, ladies and gentlemen. Felt tip pen, what's the world coming to? No, YouTube, don't shut me down.
And I'm very much looking forward to the next exciting episode. If you notice, I'm even wearing the same jumper. Or he's wearing the same jumper. It's an outrage. We need to send you some glasses. Oh, that was brilliant. Ed, I absolutely, I was going to say I wet myself, but I have cleaned up and had a wash since then. I shared the lovely Kevin's bath. I thought as soon as Kevin came on the scene, hello, Richard. I thought that was hilarious. That was brilliant. It really was. Well done. And as for Richard Suggest, unfortunately, Richard Suggest can't be here tonight. He's apparently having an interview. I don't know whether that's an interview for a new job, whether he's giving an interview or taking part in an interview. But the person who told me that Richard is having an interview just told me he is having an interview, just as you might have a hot potato or a piece of bacon. So I don't quite know exactly why, but you picked us all off. We were great targets for your wonderful sense of humour. So we look forward to episode 2 of The Bald Next Doorer. You know what I mean. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much. There we go. Whilst we've got that sort of theme going in tonight's show, we spoke to Connor on the phone the other day, you may remember. And Connor was very sort of quietly spoken and a bit hesitant about speaking to the Vobie. And to cheer him up, I I sort of came up with a suggestion for him. And I said something about why, because he said, I'm going to a bunker. And I said, well, why don't you go in the bunker and show us what would happen if Germany had won? Not, you know me, the first thought that came to my mind, just the first thought that came to my mind. Well, you know what's happened, don't you? Connor has gone and done this very thing. Yes, what if Germany had won? No, that's the wrong RT, you fool. It's the VT. It's the one next to it. Careful what you wish for, Vobes. That's the message, isn't it? Careful what you wish for. The things that I suggest, people take up the baton. Absolutely brilliant. That made me laugh my socks off. Because at first I was thinking, all right, okay, what if Germany... And then it twigged. As soon as I saw the pillbox, I went, oh yeah, that's right. Fantastic. You're all very, very talented people out there. And I'm just so honoured that you've gone and done these things. But what went through my mind was the fact that there you are in a pillbox, a genuine Second World War pillbox, filming. Anybody could have walked past, and then there you are with this gas mask and this sort of Russian hat on your head. I just thought it was a scream. You can imagine some lovely little old lady coming, I don't know why it has to be a little old lady, with a little old dog, a little dachshund or something, and going, oh dear, heart murmur, oh, quick, COVID, rub some COVID on it. Oh yes, that's better. Bless them. Oh yes, it could have given them the shock of their lifetime. But brilliant. Thank you so much. That was a hoot, an absolute hoot. Well done. We did enjoy that. So how are we doing on the time? It's 8:38. We'll try it one more time just in case somebody wants to give us a little tinkle into the show. Give us a call, have a chat with us before we get on to the next batch of videos. We've got some very good ones coming up. 0793 4746 Give us a call. Let us know what you are thinking. What's on your mind? What would be the first thing you do if we officially were out of lockdown? What would be the first thing that you would do? Where would you go? Would you be taking a holiday? Are you going to be nervous about it? What do you think about wearing masks and queuing? What is going to be the first thing that you do? Or will you be very wary? Or are you someone who's going to be like a dog out of a trap? Vroom, going, yeah, no, thanks. Are you somebody who thinks that it's too early? Too early? Are you somebody who likes a good twirly? Nice little twirly. Give us a call on 0793 4746 I don't think it's too early, but I do think that the more elderly and the I think it's kind of a common sense approach has got to be there. If you're scared for one thing, then don't. Obviously, no one's going to make you. But I think the younger people surely should be able to go back and get the economy turning, because it seems to be that the younger people, the fitter younger people, they should definitely be allowed back to work if they can, because they're the least likely to get affected by it. We need them, especially if they're key workers and what have you. But we also need the rest of the industry. I was listening to a very interesting podcast earlier today, and they said, well, we should be able to avoid a depression, because what will happen is the central bank would just print money. They just print money. Why not? Because their thing was that money, it's an interesting concept, isn't it? Money is only worth something if you believe it's worth something, because intrinsically it's just a piece of paper, isn't it? It's just a piece of paper, and it intrinsically has no value whatsoever. And it was interesting, but we attribute to this a value. Well, why not just print more of it? And I think that's what they call with what's the name, easing, isn't it? That word that is very difficult to say. Quantitative easing. Yeah, you know what I mean. And are you somebody like Ed Loud? Would you take your hair off? Have you ever shaved your hair off and did you regret it? Did you do it for charity, or did you do it because you just felt, you know what, it's trendy? You get these people who grow in these amazing beards, inappropriately on some people. They look incredibly too young-faced, far young-faced with this great big old man's beard, to my taste. And we talked about them the other day, hipsters. But are you somebody who shaved your hair off? And did you do it for a charity, or did you raise money, or did you just do it for a whim, or was it a mistake? Or have you dyed your hair inadvertently far, far too much the wrong way? For example, my dad, he went through a phase when he was in about 60. His hair had gone grey, and he was trying just to make it light brown. He went to Portugal, and when he was in Portugal, he obviously bought some black dye, and he put it on his head. He came back. He'd gone over there as a sort of browny, silvery-haired man, losing his colour, and he came back with this coal-black hair. Absolutely. And his partner at the time, which wasn't the partner who was with him when he got dementia, this other lady who was called Eileen, she said, "Trevor, what have you done?" It was absolute hoot. And my dad didn't embarrass very easily, apparently. I mean, he never seemed embarrassed about anything, but he had this black hair and he just sort of laughed it off and said, "Oh, I think I've made a bit of a blunder." It was all good fun. Gold must be removed around as money is. Printing more money will eventually crash the economy, says Barry Stevens. It's interesting. It's not what this bloke was saying, and he had something to do with banks. He said that you can do this. You can just print it. You take it back later on, but you can do it because it's much quicker in an emergency. But I mean, I don't pretend to understand it. I'm just saying that's what he said. The printing of money won't work, says Michael Angel. Mark Donny McLeod says, "I would be off like a hound after a hare to go camp. Sorry, camping on the moors in a local woodland." Yeah, so that would be lovely. Like a hare. I'd like to see you run like a hare, Mark Donny McLeod. Hello, caller. You're through to the Vobes.
Hello, caller. I'm here.
Ah.
It's me. It's Kevin.
Hello, Kevin.
Hello, Richard.
Is that not Ed Loud doing an impression of Kevin?
No, I can't. I couldn't do as good as he can.
No, he was marvellous. Do you know, at first I thought it was going to be on a plank. And the next minute we would see him being me on a plank over a stairwell.
Well, I think at some point we should get a plank up your stairs on a ladder.
Oh, yeah.
Straight across the stairwell, and you and Ed Loud get up on there. Not at the same time, because I don't think my plank would stand the weight.
No. I am a heavy bloke. I'm a heavy bloke.
I don't mean that in a rude way, but, only one person on the plank.
Well, I don't know why you use balsa wood, but anyway.
Yes. And the other thing is, people still want to see that you walking the plank video again.
Yes, I know. It is on YouTube. They can look it up anytime they like.
We know we need to see it on a live show.
Oh, okay.
Now, I'm ringing up about hair.
Hair, yes, sir.
Hair. When I was a young teenager coming into my 20s, I had very, very long hair, down past my... Just hold that thought there. When you were a young... Hang on, I've just got to conjure that image up. Yeah.
Hang on, just a second.
It's not hard. Some people have seen me photographs of my long hair.
Wait, young. Hang on. I've got to somehow conjure up the youth part. Hang on. Oh my God, this is very difficult. Eric, you got any LSD? LSD. I just need to. It's a very difficult image. I'm trying to get young, youthful, full of beans, energy. No, it's not working, Kevin. But I'll go with it.
Okay, I'm off it. Bye.
Did you have a grey beard when you were young?
No. That's only been there about 3 years.
Oh, is it?
Mm.
Why did you grow a bit? Is that to make you look younger or older? More distinguished, is it?
No, well, I used to have a beard when my kids were young. They were about, I don't know, 3 and 2.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Or 2 and 3.
Or something like that. And I grew a beard.
Bushy beard? Big bushy beard?
No, not really. A little bit longer than what mine is now.
Right.
But my wife that I had then, Julie, she never said anything. She just sort of, just let me go on with it, and that was it.
She never said anything?
No, she never said anything about my beard.
She never said, she never said, I like your beard, or
no, never.
I don't like your beard?
No, never. No.
That's weird, that is. I just think you should know whether your partner likes it or doesn't like it.
Exactly. But the weird thing is, it was only when I grew a beard 3 years ago, with got obviously grey.
Yeah.
She turned around to me one day. She said, "I always liked you with a beard."
Did you?
I said, "Well, you never bloody told me when we were married."
No, that is very weird. So what did you do when you were married? Did you shave it off and then she divorced you?
No, I shaved it off some years before that.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
But that was obviously niggling at her. She's just thought, I don't know how to tell him.
It was just so strange. As I say, all those years later, she said, "I always liked you with a beard."
Oh, bless you.
But there you go. But when I was sort of in my early 20s, I had very, very long hair, down past my shoulders. And it was actually coming up 1977 when we got married. And I always kept my hair really, really neat and tidy. I didn't have split ends like a lot of my mates did. And it was the day before our wedding. So I booked an appointment to go and see Nigel in Hazelmere. He knew what I was going in for. And he said, "Okay, Kevin, let's get you done. So hair wash, everything else, get it nice and neat." Got me sitting down in a chair, and he grabbed on a big lump of my hair and just chopped a bloody great chunk off above, probably shorter than what my hair is now. And I just froze. And I just looked in the mirror and looked him straight in the eyes, and he knew what I was thinking. But what could I do? He had to go the full hog and cut my hair. And when I walked down the road to where our house was, Julie was looking out the window waiting for me because I was running late, because obviously Nigel had to do a longer job. And when she saw me coming down the road with my hair short, she just burst into tears.
Did she?
Absolutely burst into tears, because she said that she always thought that I had this lovely hair, which I always kept washed and neat and tidy and everything else, whereas all my other mates, they had horrible split ends everywhere and all this sort of thing. But yeah, she really loved my really long hair, but she just burst into tears. And when I turned up at the wedding on the Saturday, the family were just looking at me. The mouths just dropped open. "Why did you do that?" I said, "Not my fault. Not my fault." So yeah, that was my experience with.
Did he charge you?
No, he didn't charge me. No.
I was going to say.
If he'd have tried to, I'd have probably punched him.
Oh, well, that's a bit more. Actually, Kevin, you've blunted my shears, actually, in the process. And I'm going to need a whole new set of shears. So that'll be 13 bob.
Yeah, well, the appointment was for half an hour, and it took him an hour and a quarter to sort it out.
Gosh.
Because he made such a mess of it.
So how short did it come then?
It's about as short as what my hair is now.
Right. So
if you can imagine from below shoulder length, to what it is now, it's collar sort of level with my collar.
Yeah.
That you're probably talking about 9 inches length off.
So were you a bit of a long-haired hippie?
Oh gosh, yeah. As soon as I had chance to grow my hair long and have sideburns, that was it.
Sideburns.
Or as we call them, sideys.
Sideburns. Oh yeah. My God! What was this? Is in the 70s, presumably, is it?
Yeah, it was. But the sideburns came, full sideburns down both sides of my face. Obviously, it was just wide enough to put a razor down the middle.
And were they quite bushy?
Yeah, for a little while, yeah.
When you had your hair chopped off and it was short, did you feel differently about yourself? I mean, apart from the shock of all of that, but did it change your personality a bit, not having the big hair?
Yeah, it did for a little while, yeah. Because when I had long hair, I was always going to festivals and gigs and stuff like that, and I was always quite a confident person, as I am now. But it did affect me to the point that I did sort of withdraw a little bit, because I felt, with long hair and everything else, and the cool clothes and everything we used to wear back in the day, I felt really great. But then when my hair was really chopped off, it did affect me a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh dear. Did it change how you dressed?
No, I carried on dressing the same way, but it just, you're going to these festivals at Hyde Park and places like that, and you're walking in amongst all these guys with really long hair, and I'm just going in with this really short hair, and I just felt really out of place in the end.
Oh, bless you. You should have. What you should have done is put a nice collared shirt on and a tie.
I only do that for weddings or funerals.
Exactly. That's all I was thinking. With all your other mates, you would obviously have blended in easily.
Well, exactly.
Nice little black suit there with a nice black tie and a white shirt. You could have gone in there with a tape measure. Would have been great.
Exactly. But the one thing I never ever got involved with was a lot of my mates did. They got involved in drugs. I never ever got involved with drugs.
What prevented you doing that if your mates were into it?
I'll tell a lie. I tried to smoke shared a joint once, only once.
Did you smoke? Did you smoke ordinary smoke?
No, I never smoked ever. But I could even remember the stuff that was in the joint. It was called Lebanese Gold, and back in the day, that was the real pokey stuff.
Lebanese Gold.
Lebanese Gold. And in the videos, you've probably heard me talk about the Spread Eagle and the bar that was underground called the Coal Hole in Midhurst. Well, we were all in there, on a Friday night after, work and everything. We always used to go down to Midhurst. And after I'd been down to South Pond sitting there with this, I'm not going to even mention the guy's name, but smoking his joint, we went back down there. And the furniture they had there were old wooden barrels cut in half. They were the tables, and they even made chairs out and seats out of them. Nice.
That's trendy now. That would be in a trendy bar.
Yeah, I'd love to have one in my garden.
Did you wear Kiss My Stained Glass out there? Is asking, and hello to you, by the way. Did you have platform shoes?
No.
Just
Mike Stevens, were you a punk, Kevin? No, I was not a punk. I was. Some people might call me a punk, but I was never a punk. No. But evidently, what happened was when I got back into the bar, I climbed onto one of the tables and shouted at the top of my voice to everybody to shut up. I then jumped down off the table in front of the girlfriend I was going out with, got down on one knee and proposed to her.
Blimey.
And I didn't know nothing about it. I don't remember it. It wasn't until I got to football the following day and the guys were saying, "Hey, congratulations on last night." Kev went, "Why, what happened?"
And what did she say?
Well, I said, that's exactly what I said. Oh, my God, what did she say? They said, well, she said yes. I went, oh, crap. You know that sort of, when you sort of release a bit of gas? But she even got her bloody parents involved with it, and they were stringing me along as well.
Oh, so she was joking then?
It was a joke. I did propose to her.
Yeah.
And she knew that I was been affected by the smoking a joint.
Oh, I see.
But so they sort of made this story up to make it look as if I had, and I was, yes, very very nervous. Yeah, so there you go. So that's what happens when you go. But yeah, that was the one experience of that, and I never ever touched it again.
No, I have to say, I mean, I've not really smoked. Certainly not taken any drugs. And I guess people say you're a bit square if you haven't tried it and then then decided not to do it. But I just saw, really, I was scared out of my wits at school when they showed us the damage that smoking did to your lungs.
Yeah.
And I just thought, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Because when cold stone sober, you look at it and you think, oh, that's a bit odd. Why would you ingest this then if that's what happened? So I never did. And then I kind of made drugs was an association with stuff that wasn't very good for you. And I never never even dawned on me that I would want to try it. I knew that other people were doing it, but then they were doing all sorts of other things that I also thought, well, if you do that, a third person suddenly appears. Why would you? And you've got to take responsibility. Why would you ever want to do that? There was too much rationale in my mind, I think.
Yeah. There was a lot of the guys, a lot of my friends, they were skinheads and things like that. But they were all into drugs. And the Hazelmere Hotel, that was, as it used to be called, it's called the Inn on the Hill now, was regularly raided by the drug squad. And who was the first person they went to? Me, because I had long hair.
Yeah.
But they always knew that I was the only one that never had drugs, but they always picked on me first.
Should have shaved your hair. Oh, yes, you did.
Yeah, that's right.
Mike Dixon says, before the Vobes show, I was taking part in a New Economics Foundation Zoom meeting, and a leading economics suggested the Bank of England should deposit £1,000 into all of our bank accounts. Oh, sorry.
Great news.
That's a very good idea.
Yeah, because I found out today, or was it yesterday, that the government, because I get a pension,
yes,
this lump sum that the government were going to give to the self-employed,
yes,
I'm not going to get because I get a pension.
Oh, right. That's a bit harsh, isn't it?
Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah.
I don't think I didn't know whether you have to ask for. I thought when it was first originally said that they would just do it.
If you were paying national insurance and tax in tax year 2018, 2019, which I was,
yeah.
But then I started claiming my pension a year ago, March.
Yeah.
It seems that I'm now not going to get any help at all because I get a pension.
Oh, poor you. We'll start a fund.
Please do. Yes.
First fund
instead of donating to the Vobes, donate to me.
Yeah, that's it. We'll raise some money to get you some more Bic razors so you can get that grey stuff off your chin.
No, it's
I wonder what would happen if would you look younger if you took that grey stuff? If you took your beard off?
Possibly, yeah. Because when I did shave a beard off, going back, when I was in my 20s, although my wife didn't didn't say nothing about it, but she said to me, "Oh, you do look younger without a beard."
You never know. You see, if you were to shave your beard off and make some videos, you might get some of the ladies coming after you.
Well, yes. Well, yes. One or two have showed an interest, even with me having a beard.
Oh.
But they probably wouldn't like to see me with my hair at the moment.
Well, no. I guess that'll be. I said earlier, what's the first thing people are going to do? And I guess the first thing a lot of people are going to do is make for the barbers or the hairdressers.
I definitely will be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Dear.
But the very first thing I would do, if we're allowed to go and mix with anybody, is go and give my daughter and my grandson a hug.
Ah, yes. That's absolutely. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people will be doing exactly that. Yeah. Although why your daughter and grandson will want everybody else coming to their house, I don't know.
No. Well, my daughter was 40 a couple of Wednesdays ago.
What's the matter with her? What went wrong?
Nothing really. Oh. It's just that I would have loved to have gone and give her a hug, and and I couldn't do it.
No.
So I promised her that when it's all over, we'll have a party or a barbecue, and we can celebrate it properly then.
Ah, bless.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I hope that it doesn't take too long before that can happen, and that you have a lovely party with your faulty daughter. I didn't think there was anything wrong with her, but
she's a lovely girl. She tries to help me as much as she can.
Yeah, I know. It's great. Anyway, we better move
Richard.
on. Got more videos.
Yes,
Thank you for calling in.
Okay, no problem. Cheers, Richard.
Take care. Bye for now.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. There we are, the incomparable Kevin, with his hair story, which was could have been hair raising, but actually it was hair separating. So there we are. Anyway, lots of comments out there. Jeff Kellison says, "Tell me it isn't so, Linda." Oh, hang on, what's this? Oh dear, tell me it isn't so. What's Linda said? Mental even. Oh, wait a minute. Cannabis, much stronger now than back then, contributes to mental illness. When I partook back in the day, no. Was disappointed as it didn't seem to affect me as much, and I did inhale. Oh, well, that's what I couldn't do with cannabis. I couldn't smoke a cigarette, let alone try and inhale a cigarette with anything extra in it. I just couldn't take the smoke down. Now, just put my head inside the wood burning stove, and as much smoke as you blooming well like. Yeah. So that's all good. Dr. Kevin, lovely chat. There we are. Very nice. Right, we'll go and have another video because we've got some crackers lined up for you. And in the video tonight, let's we've got a newcomer to our video selection. Very excited that he should send us a video. This is Rick Gordon. And Rick Gordon comes from a lovely part of the world up there in Cambridgeshire. You will notice that he refers to a hill. For those of you who are perhaps from Wales or on the South Downs or in Scotland, you will know what hills look like. But in Cambridgeshire, it is very, very flat. So even a slight incline is classed as a hill. I just thought I'd just say that. But Rick will tell us more. And I don't know if Emily Champion is in here, but hold her down because the word clunch gets used rather a lot.
Hello everyone, my name's Rick and I live in South Cambridgeshire in a village called Littlington, which is just across the border from Hertfordshire, and this is my first video for the Vobes show, and I'm out for my evening walk, and I'm going to take you somewhere which is a feature just outside our village, and I'll explain a little more about it when we get there. But meanwhile, I'm just enjoying the countryside. It's beautiful. It's late evening. The sun is just starting to set, and you may be able to see in the background the beautiful countryside. The fields are all lush and green. Everything is growing. It's a beautiful time of year. And I'm very lucky to have this right at my doorstep, so I can do these walks most days when the weather's good. So I'm just beginning to climb the hill now. At the top of the hill, just over there to the right, you can see a clump of trees, and that is known locally as the clunch pit. And a clunch pit, it was a former quarry that was used for excavating chalk and chalk rock, high quality chalk rock, that was used by people in the parish to build houses and farm buildings, etc. And actually, the house that I live in the village was built of clunch, and was which was probably excavated from this clunch pit. It dates back to the late 1700s. Clunch apparently has been known about, or was known about, since the Roman times, and there was Roman remains in the village, and in fact Time Team made a program in the village several years ago, and they excavated the field opposite me, and they found, I think, a Roman bath and some tesserae, etc. So it's quite possible that this clunch pit dates back to the Roman times. So here you can see where the rock was excavated from the side of the hill, and apparently the pit was much deeper than it is today, because in more modern times it was used for waste and rubbish, although today, of course, it is it's actually fenced off and protected. It's it's considered to be an important wildlife habitat. So it's protected now. So this is looking down into the pit from the top of the bank, and if I scan round, you'll be able to see the beautiful Cambridgeshire landscape and the setting sun. And over there you might just be able to make out in the distance the village. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little tour of one of my regular walks around Litlington, and learning about the Clunch Pit. I have to say it's a beautiful evening. The sunset is going to be absolutely gorgeous, and I'm tempted to wait up here for a bit longer just until it sets. But in the meantime, thanks again, and I'll hand you back to Richard. Thanks for watching. Take care. See you soon. Bye.
There we go. How about that? You never thought you would hear somebody else use the word clunch. And it's a marvellous thing. It really is. And now you know where it comes from. It comes from the Cambridgeshire Clunch Pit. Of course. Thank you very much, Rick. Much appreciated that. Certainly look forward to the next video that you do. You must send another one for the further adventures of the Clunch Finder. That would be good. Actually, it'd be good to see some of the houses that have been built with the clunch and whether we can tell the difference. That would be marvellous. It is, as you so said, it's a quality form of chalk stone. It obviously it does tend to wash away, but from what I understand is they use the clunch on the inner side and then they render on the out of it, so that it doesn't wear away. A bit like breeze blocks, I suppose, if they still use breeze blocks. Anyway, yes, as Andrew Norris says, show us more clunch. We want to see some clunch close up clunch, please, whilst you're having your lunch. Don't let that put you off. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much. That's very kind. Whew, right, I told you we had some good videos, and it's lovely to hear that. Now, I want to ask you a question because an email came in just now. I shall read out on the show from a lovely lady called Carol, and she says, "Hi Richard, over the past couple of evenings we've not been able to watch your show as the connection keeps breaking up. All other YouTube channels are fine, so we wondered if there's a problem your end. Hope we will be able to watch in the future." Now, it dawned on me when I read this that she's talking about other YouTube channels, and it may be that other YouTube channels are just videos, as in watching the videos. She's talking about the Vobes show, and because it's a live stream thing, I wonder if that's where the issue is. But the question I then thought, and the reason for reading it out, is simply to ask you if you've had issues, like tonight, for instance, or the last couple of nights. I know that one night we did have a connection problem, but normally I'll see everybody say, "Oh, it's buffering, we can't see it," or whatever. So presumably the 95 people who are watching and the 54 people who've put likes up, and the 3 people who are in a grumpy mood, I don't know how many dislikes we've now got, but let's hope we get a couple more by the end of the show. Whether there is any buffering on the show. No issues, says Glastonbury Gabriel. No problems, says Ron, which is great. Mark Donny McLeod says it makes a great euphemism. I think he's talking about clunch. Can we have a daily clunch spot? Well, we'll have to see. And Kiss My Stained Glass, she needs to bring her bandwidth down to 720 when watching live. Yes, I don't know whether they know how to do that, actually, but, I mean, they might do. No problems, says Andrew Graham. Great, no buffering this end. It's nice when it's working properly. By the way, talking of buffering, we hope the lovely Julia is going to be on tomorrow's show, on the Friday show. And we will try and do what we did before with the split screen with Julia on Skype. So we will try and see how that happens. But we know that we did have issues the last time we did that, but we'll do our best to make that work. Fine on my TV, says Josephine, and that would be good. Lots of buffering, says Mike Stevens. Oh, is it? You've got lots of buffering. Turbo Stream says, I do get a message telling me to check my connection on this live stream. I ignore it, and then it's okay. It was usually the best. Just ignore all these things. It just buffered for a second. Oh, sorry about that. It's probably do it now that we've started talking about it. The little buffering angel has come out and started to get in the buff, in clunch, I suppose. Okay, here now, but there was some occasions when buffering occurs. Sorry about that. Anyway, we will move on. Oh, Beach Writer says, nice one. Did one night, so I turned the phone off, rebutted, and rebooted, I think you mean, and then fine. Show comes through really well to me in Florida. If did, I would assume phone, not you. Yes. Funny, it did here too while you were talking about it. There we go. It's just got a bit of clunch in the system. You don't want any of that. Right, let's have a look. What have we done? We've done Wendy. We've been to Gabriel. We've done Ed Loud. We've done Rick G and Connor. We've got Mike and Barry. And dear Faden. Let's get to Faden because it's probably nearly bedtime for Faden. Sorry about Barry. I did mean to get yours in earlier, actually, because I'm sure that little Faden, obviously, is a very tired young man. He's always running around busy. And then we've got something from Mike Dixon. So Barry and Faden out again, making another marvellous travelling duo, father and son. It's absolutely marvellous. Oh, wait a minute. There's also, it's not on the system at the moment. I must find it. Also, your cousins. Yes, I've just suddenly remembered, but they're not on the system. They are on the system, but they're not on this panel. I'll sort them out and we'll play them after. So let's go to Barry and Faden first.
Hello everybody, today we are in Odium going to find some unexplored parts.
Hello folks, just come out into a path that we've never walked on before and we're going to see where it leads us.
Yeah, I've never been here, I've only been like over there and seen like a little bit with my friends.
When they were at school, I think.
This is Daddy picking dandelions for dandelion honey. just walking through this very nice wildlife tunnel. If I just turn the you can see that. It's quite nice. I think we might end it here because it might be getting a bit too long. Going to see you all in the next one. Goodbye and stay safe.
Goodbye, everybody.
Fantastic. You're really getting good at that. I love the use of the still pictures and that music. Somewhat familiar, I think. Yeah. Anyway, no, very good. Love it. Thank you so much. And thank you for continually going out and making the videos. It's really good. And I love that shot of you both, Faden and Dad, walking down that beautiful long pathway with all that greenery. Absolutely fantastic. Now, your cousin, Roxana and River Reeds, Roblox, if I've got that right. I know I get that wrong every time because I'm an old fuddy-duddy and doesn't understand the robot thing. But anyway, you guys have made one, and I apologise for not having it on the system. I've got it downloaded and I've watched it, and it's excellent. And it's certainly the colours and the blue of the ocean and some of the things you tell us are fascinating. So I've seen it and it's all ready, but for some reason there's so many of these videos that it didn't get on the system, which I'm now beating myself up about. But don't panic, because with the skill of a nantweed, I can, I think, play it to you.
Hello everybody. Today we're at Berry Head Nature Reserve in Brixton. We're going to be showing you around the beautiful scenery and the cool things that the place has to offer. So we'll be back in a minute.
There's some parts of here is a long way down, but it's just so beautiful. So this is the southern fort. The whole of Berry Head is a Napoleonic fort. And so let's have a look at the sign. If I can get it in, it's a bit sunny. There, the southern fort. And that's what it would have looked like years ago. Let's go and have a little explore of what's left. Here's what would have been the guardhouse of the fort. Oh, 1802, this bit.
The guards would have kept watch over the fort drawbridge from this guardhouse.
Yeah, so the drawbridge would have been where we've just come through the gate there. And this is 1802, so it's been in use for a long, long time. It was even used during the Second World War as well. I think you'll see when we go over the other side, you'll see. There's a flagpole there that they have at different times, different flags.
No flag at the moment though.
No flag today. And that is the view. You can see why they built a fort here, because they can see miles and miles of the coast. And over there you can see that's Berry Head Lighthouse. Let's go over to the North Fort and we'll show you over there.
So this is the northern fort entrance. And on the other side of here we have cannons on either side. So
let's just pan round a little bit. You can see the cannons up there. So there's a lovely bird hide that watches the guillemot colony that's down there, and the peregrine falcons we've seen from there before as well, but obviously at the moment due to social distancing it's all closed, but we've spent many happy times up here. Here we are up on the North Fort, and you can just see the breakwater where we were in the video the other day. But from here it's a little bit hazy today, but over there is Torquay, and you can see Sidmouth and Exmouth from here in our clear day, but it's a bit hazy today. Yeah. is a Cold War Royal Observer Corps bunker. I think if you can read that. 1958 to 1964. And round the other side.
Round here is the actual door,
yeah,
where they wouldn't have went in.
It's still under there. So if anything bad happens, we know where to come.
But it's all locked up now.
It is. This odd little structure here is a guard shelter. So in bad weather they'd stand in their little post there and there, and there's little windows in there so they could see their mate through. And just here you can see there's the lighthouse. Here's a better one of the lighthouse. As you can see, like I said, really not tall. However, when you see where it is, it really doesn't need to be very elevated.
Okay, so that's the end of our video today. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
There you go. Marvellous. Golly, I when I first watched this and then you stood on the edge and looked down, I have to say even that was making me feel, oh my God. Did you have that? Do you ever, I'll pitch this to anybody who does any filming or whatsoever, or holds a phone or anything. You know when you're standing on the edge of something or on a bridge looking down at water or like that, on a cliff looking down. Do you ever feel that, you know, like in normal life, you can hold a phone and it's all right? But the minute you like look over a cliff edge, suddenly you feel, oh my God, I'm going to drop my phone, or my glasses are going to fall off, or my hat's going to blow. That sort of irrational, not so much obviously you've got the fear of falling over, but on top of that, there's that. I mean, if ever I'm filming anything that there's somewhere where I could drop, even if I get out the car and there's a drain, you know, a water drain in the road, and I feel I'm going to drop my keys now, and they're going to go through the grill. Do you ever get that? Do you get that feeling? That's the sensation I get whenever I look over there. Lovely. That looks really nice, Berry Head. I've got to go down there and have a look. Fantastic. Absolutely superb. Hello to Val Pragnell, by the way. Nice to see you, and thank you for the compliment. First time viewing the show, and you enjoy it. We do have a bit of a laugh. We have got one more video to play in, but we've got about 3 minutes if somebody wants to call into the show and have a quick chat with the old Vobie One-Eyed Kenobi, because we do have the phone lines, 0793 474 6790, just for a quick one, and then we'll finish off with Mike's video of the day, which is something very nice that he's going to share with us. And actually, I looked at that and I thought, I've never been there either, so I need to go up there and make a video myself. It's an interesting walk. Yeah, so thanks very much to River Reeds, Roblox and Roxana. Very kind of you to send that in. So that nope, I never take my phone out. You never take your phone out? Well, I have to say, what with this app, you know, that they're all going to say about being whether the contact, trace and isolate thing, where they want you to download the app so they can follow your movements and see who you've seen. I have to say, I think I'm going to start not taking my phone out, because just that sort of big brother thing, they know so much about us that we willingly give. And I'm just a bit dubious about what kind of data they would be collecting. But it's interesting you never take your phone at all. What happens if you get stuck or something happens, or you need to phone a friend? Ed Loud says that, yes, I know what you mean. I had the same thought and only just started filming. Yeah, it's that sort of irrational fear of even just dropping a pen, you know, as you go to do something and whoo, it's gone. Back, lots of buffering. Oh dear, I'm sorry about the buffering. Obviously some people seem to get it, but when you play the video afterwards, you see, this is what I never understand with the buffering. I never quite understand this principle, that it might be buffering at your end, but when it's recording, it's got to get from me to YouTube to go on their server and be saved on their server so you can play it back later. And it rarely seems to be buffering on their server. So that tells me the signal must get up to them. It's from them being distributed to 98 people. And it must be the journey it's taking from them to get to you, and how much locally the internet is being used. I'm guessing. I don't know. But as I say, most of the time, there doesn't seem to be any buffering from my end getting up to YouTube. Kick My Stained Glass says, I won't download the app. I would have done if Google gave the app key to the NHS, but Google wants to keep the key, so I won't be using it. Yeah, I think that's a sensible suggestion, a sensible stance to take, really. Roxanne says, don't worry, Michael, you can't see it in the video, but I'm actually standing behind a railing. Oh, right, yeah. We thought, I mean, again, I say we, collectively, I imagine, you couldn't see the railing, and I thought, my God, that's brave, getting right to the edge. Connor's Dark Corner says, I won't have the app. One reason is that I have old phones and can't download apps onto it. That's a very sensible reason, then. Out of sync a bit tonight. Oh, yes. Well, I'm projecting. I'm throwing my voice, you see. I'm throwing my voice. At home with me, normally with hubby, so I can call him. I wear skirts and they don't have pockets. Oh, I said, well, that makes perfect sense then. That makes perfect sense. Do you know, from now on, I'm going to wear skirts. That'll be my excuse why I can't take my phone with me. Right, let's go into the video. Whoops, sorry, hang on. I've lost the... hang on, wait, stop. Beg your pardon. I can't afford the repeat fees. I can't play it twice, you know. No, I can't. I don't want to do that either. I want to get into there. Right. Throwing it where? Yes, throwing it in the bin. That's where I'm throwing it, Mark, my voice. Throwing my voice. Just so I'm throwing it so it's actually echoing off. That's why it's out of sync. Mike Dixon has been up above Upper Beeding on a very nice path to meet some lovely bovine friends. Yes, let's have a look at some old cows, shall we? Why not?
Hello, Vobesters. It's Mike Dixon and Bella. We're on the South Downs above Upper Beeding, not too far from Tottington Wood, and we've just had a walk above the chalk pit. It's first time up here, but coming back down, seeing all these young cattle, so I know how much Richard loves cattle, so I thought I'd just share it with you. It's funny because in our urban lifestyle we don't really see a lot of cattle, but I think these young cows will be producing milk very soon. They're all off together. This morning we've seen crows fighting off red kites and kestrels hunting, lots of pheasants, some kestrel, a cuckoo singing away, and loads of wild flowers. But we're out for our morning's exercise because it's restricted due to the lockdown, and then we're going to head home. It's kind of Bella's morning walk. I put her on the lead just for a minute because obviously with the cattle, she doesn't like being on the lead, but don't want to frighten her or the cattle. You can see some of the spring flowers up here. It's a beautiful setting. We're so lucky that we've got this very near our home. Just pan round so you can see. Very beautiful part of England. Anyway, I thought I'd just share it with you. And the cattle in the field. Okay, I'll pass you back. Thank you. Take care. Bye.
There you go. Lovely, lovely, lovely bovine animals. Thank you, Mike. Much appreciated. Mark Donny McLeod mentioned that they were heifers, and I thought, yeah, they are looking a hefty bunch of cows there, and I'm certainly glad I wasn't in the field with them. And as Ed Loud said, yes, for a moment there, I was hiding under the desk. But lovely part of the world. And thanks, Mike, because I think I may go up that neck of the woods. It's on that hillside that I've not been. I've been over to where the radars, the Truly Towers, Truly Scrumptious. The what's name towers are up there, aren't they? And you can walk round, because I looked on the map and I suddenly went, oh yeah, I know where it is. But very nice. There we are. Some fantastic videos. Thank you very much for sending them in. Don't forget, you can go out and make a video and send it in. It can be a comedy video. It can just be an ordinary vlogging video, a bit of landscape, bit of scenery, bit of whatever, to share with the nation. Not just the nation, in fact, to share with all those people who watch all over the world. It's so brilliant. So don't forget to do that. That would be fantastic. Be back again tomorrow with the lovely Julia. We're looking forward to doing that. Tomorrow morning, if you're around, not tomorrow morning, I lie, it's tomorrow afternoon at 2 p.m. Just trying out the new time this week. I'm going to ask people what they think of the new time, whether it's working for them or not. And that's the reading of our daily reading. At the moment, we're reading Narrow Boat, and we're following the situation on a map. I think that's really quite fun. Turbo Stream said that he was enjoying following on a map as I was reading about where old Lionel Rolt and Angela, his wife, get up to as they've been going on the narrow boats of England. And we've selected another book which we'll be reading probably in a couple of weeks' time or a week or so, because we're near the end of that one, which is I Saw Two Englands by H.V. Morton, who was writing just before the outbreak of war, and then he wrote, so half of it's before the outbreak of war, and then the second half is during the outbreak of war, which is a fascinating book to read. So lots of stuff to get through there. Time doesn't matter too much as people can re-watch. I often listen when I go for a walk. That's true, yes. It's just those people who want to watch live and interact as we go, because we often read a bit and then interact a bit and talk about what we've read and so on and so forth. Anyway, that's it for tonight. Thank you so much. There'll be another video to watch from the Bald Explorer tomorrow morning, of course. And I hope you have a very good evening the rest of the night. Thank you so much for coming along. May I thank Judith, of course, and the lovely Julia for doing a fine bit of moderation and keeping everybody in control. You can put your whips away now, and the handcuffs can go back in the locker. Thank you very much. So, thank you for coming. Nice to see you. Don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe. If you haven't, give us a thumbs up if you've enjoyed the show. Much appreciated. And see you tomorrow. Till then, take care, one and all. Have fun, look after yourself, and bye-bye for now. Bye-bye. And he's pressed the button again, and still the thing did not play. I wonder why. So let me look at these mushrooms then. Interesting. It's got a convex cap, and when young, it's flatter when it's older, and very, very poisonous. Pokes out of the earth, and it resembles a bald explorer with glasses. If you see it, hand to Ed Loud at first opportunity.